Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we're going to get a check on the weather right now as we head outdoors with Thomas Patrick. He is standing by in the Weather Center. Thomas, what do you know?
Yeah, a little bit breezy out here, as you're probably hearing a bit, Laura. But honestly, I brought the umbrella out here just in case. It was going to be a 50-50 shot at noon if it was going to be raining or not. Looks like it is not, but our rain isn't too far away. Nothing like what we saw yesterday. I don't think it will be even close to that wet or that rainy. But we do have a little sliver of some rainfall that is still hanging around our region. Looks like it is in our far northern areas, basically hugging all of Pend Oreille County. Same with Bonner and Boundary counties as well in North Idaho. So Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, Newport, Old Town, and all getting a bit of rain right now. It was close to Spokane. This little shower just kind of drifted north. Looks like a little trickling of some showers near Deer Park and maybe close to Reardon and Davenport. For now, we're just kind of holding out, but realize with it being so close by, really could rain at almost any point during the day. This is where it's a little bit hard to tell because of the random and the scattered nature that these showers will provide for the rest of this Friday afternoon and evening. Temperatures aren't too bad. We are at 52 degrees, which is almost 10 degrees above average for November, so definitely don't need the heaviest of jackets here. That mild weather does continue through the weekend, though we do continue with a small chance for some showers. So with that being said, we'll be tracking when these rain shower chances will be at their greatest through the extended forecast and give you an updated forecast on what the KREM game will look like for Saturday night. So we'll have all that coming up.
All right, my friend, thank you. Coming in new today, the Moses Lake Education Association has authorized a strike if they cannot reach an agreement with the district by the end of the month. So teachers say if no deal is reached by midnight coming up on November 28th, they could go on strike. The association is asking the district to restore funding to some educational programs. They also say teachers have lost prep time each of the last 2 years. And as we reported last year, the district made cuts after a $20 million budget shortfall. They attributed that to an $11 million accounting error, lower enrollment, and failed levies. Education Association president claims the district now has nearly $22 million in its savings account. And last night's vote does not necessarily mean teachers will indeed strike, but gives their board the option to call for one if the negotiations fail. The Education Association says it will enter mediation with the district coming up soon. And a judge ruled that Brian Koberger has to pay another about $3,000 in restitution payments. That payment will be for Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves' families to help pay for their earns. In his plea agreement earlier this year, Koberger already had to pay more than $300,000 in restitution and criminal fines. Koberger had argued he would not be able to afford more, but the judge said the state was allowed to ask him for more money.
I just felt this need to kind of pay tributes. Even though I didn't personally know him, it still affected this whole region of Idaho.
And last night, the University of Idaho held a vigil to honor, remember, and celebrate the lives of Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Gonsalves. People left candles, flowers, and cards. And a Coeur d'Alene realtor has been arrested after an investigation into an allegation of inappropriate conduct with a minor. The Boundary County Sheriff's Office says they did arrest Scott Smith on Wednesday and booked him into the Kootenai County Jail. The Sheriff's Office thinks there are other victims and wants anyone with information to please come forward. And we do have an update on a crash in Grant County that shut down part of State Route 28 yesterday, and we do know one person died in that crash. All happened about 2 hours west of Spokane near Winchester. The Grant County Sheriff's Office and Washington State Patrol say a car crashed into a semi-truck. They say the truck driver did not yield to the car. The crash shut down part of the Route 28 for about 5 hours. And the Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they arrested a 16-year-old suspect on alleged murder charges in Orondo. So the Sheriff's Office says first responders were responding to a call of a man who was unresponsive inside a car along Highway 97. They found a man with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The Sheriff's Office says they are not releasing any more information about the victim right now. It is still an ongoing active investigation, and the Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information to please call that number that is on your screen. And today, the Liberty Lake community is mourning the loss of former Mayor Shane Brickner. We've been told that he died over the weekend from cardiac arrest. Brickner worked for the city for 15 years, and he was a former member of the Liberty Lake SWAT team and city council before serving as mayor in 2020. Brickner was 50 years old. It is coming up on 12:06 right now, and today one of the biggest high school cross-country events is happening in Airway Heights. The Nike Cross Country Regionals Northwest begins in just a matter of hours, and this is a new event for us to be hosting. There are around 4,000 athletes from across the Pacific Northwest, and we're talking Wyoming, Alaska, and Hawaii. The race goes until tomorrow. This year it's happening at the Spokane Polo Fields, but next year it's set to take place at the brand new cross-country facility in Spokane Valley. All right, today is the day. Tom's Turkey Drive at Starbucks is going to start in just a few hours. So get ready to support Tom's Turkey Drive and get a little pick-me-up this afternoon. Here's how it all works. Between the hours of 3 and 5 o'clock this afternoon, go to your favorite local freestanding Starbucks and buy your favorite coffee. All proceeds will go to Tom's Turkey Drive, and it's really that simple. You get a treat, and local families will get help this Thanksgiving with a meal. And coming up a little later on the show, we'll check in with Tom Sherry and see how things are going this month at Rosar's, where we are selling Tom's Turkey Drive bags. All right, from really good news to some bad news, at least for skiers and snowboarders. Schweitzer is pushing back opening day. Now, they originally planned on opening up next week on November 21st, but because of the weather, they had to push opening day back 1 week. Schweitzer says if you have tickets or reservations for the original opening day, just reach out to Schweitzer Reservation and they'll get you helped out.